Did you know there are 1 million children throughout Canada living in poverty? Or that more than half of those children have parents that are working a full-time job, if not overtime? The working poor community throughout Canada is largely made up of single parents who are helplessly trying to financially support their children, while also being able to afford basic necessities such as housing, food, clothing, toiletries, and more. They are continuously living paycheck to paycheck despite the many hours of work they contribute each week. The working poor population includes anyone who is working at least 27 hours a week in the labor force, but whose income still falls below poverty line. Children who grow up in poverty not only suffer mentally, but also physically. They are at a much higher risk for multiple health issues compared to those who grow up in a financially stable home. Those health issues include suffering from poor vision, hearing, slower speech development, and also poor mobility as well as cognition. Studies show that these children also grow up with more struggle with mental health, meaning they suffer from a lack of confidence as well as self-esteem. They face more challenges when trying to find a good job and are constantly needing to fend for themselves. This feeling of helplessness follows many children throughout their adulthood. A fundamental change is necessary in order to give poor children the same range of life opportunities as once grown families. Many individuals do not understand how much the children and parents are suffering due to financial troubles. These kids are rarely used to seeing their parents, not being able to get enrolled in extracurriculars, and with the housing market prices rising, they are often forced to move around, struggling to maintain friendships as well as a positive outlook on life. The government does not realize the dire need of financial support, nor do they take into consideration everything these children will be missing out on. The parents are constantly working, barely being able to make ends meet, and on top of that, missing out on spending quality time with their child or children. Poverty rates within single-parent families will continue to rise until there are policies and programs set up to help these families escape the never-ending debt they are battling. The previous attempts that have been implied to help these families have really made no impact, and the organizations trying to help do not receive enough funding to help everyone in need. In the past, these programs have only been able to help 57% of families in need, meaning there are still thousands of single parents that are in need of financial assistance. Social inequality plays a huge role in why these single parents are struggling. Structural forces such as the state of the economy, how many jobs are offered within their community, as well as the minimum hourly rate are all factors that are out of the individual's control. The working poor community is made up of millions of people throughout Canada, making it a serious public issue that is existent within a large population. The gap between the rich and poor seems to be growing each year, meaning the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. In today's society, if you are well educated and possess a wide range of skills, you are often also gifted with having a wide range of high-paying job opportunities and have connections to those of power, versus if you grow up in a low-income family, sitting near or below Canada's poverty line, you are more likely to be stuck competing for the lower-paying jobs and are at risk of suffering poverty-like conditions throughout your entire lifetime. Not only are single parents in the working community dealing with financial constraints, but time constraints as well. They are constantly working to the point of exhaustion, but still end up short on what they need to live a basic life. It's as if there are not enough hours in the day for them to keep up with their endless list of responsibilities. They are forced to budget in a way that makes them choose between things like dental care or rent, food or electricity, and other tougher decisions that those within the mid to high class would never experience. In the past, the government of Canada has been doing nothing but giving single parents struggling false hope. They once talked about ending child poverty by the year 2000. However, they did not follow through with the plan, and child poverty is skyrocketing. Low-income families are less likely to have healthy, nutritious food options, resulting in a higher risk of obesity, as well as the previously mentioned health-related issues. These parents have adapted to learned helplessness, meaning they have gotten to the point where they believe they are unable to control the challenges they are battling, and no matter what they do, their situation never gets better. In extreme cases, parents are having to limit themselves to 1 meal a day in order to feed their children and save money in any way that they can. Canada is a country that is far from poor. The government has the financial capability to reevaluate the way they support single parents in dire need of financial assistance. There needs to be an increase of financial resources for children living with a single parent, which could easily be provided by the government or corporate funding if more awareness was given to the public. Those of the wealthy community cannot even begin to imagine the struggles that those living in poverty face. Initiating a benefit where struggling parents get a 6 to 12 month break on having to pay for childcare will give them the opportunity to save up a good portion of their checks and have some money set aside for emergencies, as well as alleviate some of their financial stress. In addition to free childcare, providing them with baby necessities for those who have little ones, such as baby food, diapers, baby clothes, and cream, would make a huge difference in the lives of these low-income workers. The government of Canada is currently trying to make feminine products such as pads and tampons completely free of cost, which would make a world of a difference for those single mothers who are raising girls that will eventually need them. Benefits regarding vision care and dental care is something that low-income single parents are in dire need of. Eye exams may be free throughout Canada, but the cost of glasses and lenses are far from cheap, with starting costs for children eyewear starting at around $240 to upwards of $1,000+ per pair. Being able to get your child glasses when they are suffering from poor vision seems like a given, but for many who can't afford it, they don't know where to go or what to do. As mentioned previously in regard to dental care, benefits for dental is typically provided within the higher paying jobs, and those working part-time or full-time at minimum wage are definitely not receiving any benefits. These low-income workers deserve a better policy which provides them with the proper dental care, meaning being able to afford it when they need a root canal, a cavity filling, or any other dental procedure that is affecting their well-being. I believe that we should want to know how many of our fellow Canadian citizens cannot cover their basic needs. It is time for the government to step up and finally put an end to single parents feeling time poor and money poor. The year 2020 seems like a great time to give our Canadian citizens the quality of life that they deserve.